something crosses the road. It's skeletal like, fleshy, and it stands up, and then it like kind of just almost like leaps.
They look back and they see one. Clear as day. It walked 5 feet away from my audio recorder. We just saw a Bigfoot. Holy crap.
I've been pinched, I've been tapped on the shoulder, I've had my name hollered, a hand came up underneath my left arm. I said, little son of a bitch tried to get me. That was the time that I decided you don't sleep inside that building.
Did you see that?
The cowcur, it's big, it's white, and it runs faster than any man could ever run. And he would lean out behind the tree. And that's why we never go out, because the booger will get you.
Welcome to another episode of the Exploding Ending. I'm Luke.
I'm Dustin.
Today we talk to Paranormal Pat.
You mean you talked to Paranormal Pat?
Yes, I've talked to Paranormal Pat.
I wasn't there.
He is a paranormal investigator, and he's been investigating for a while, and now he is on his own, doing his own thing. And today we talked to him about what got him into the paranormal and different stuff like that.
Cool.
Are you ready to hop into this episode?
Yeah, let's go.
How are you doing today?
Doing all right. It's a little rainy, but it's fall finally.
Yeah, I know. It's nice. So, what got you into the paranormal?
I've kind of always been interested in it since I was little. I've always wanted to watch the shows on TV, and my parents always told me no because I was too young. So as I got older, my mom wasn't into it at all. But my dad, he would watch them with me. So we'd watch them together. And then as time went on, I don't know, it was almost like an addiction kind of. Like, I was like, oh, I watched this show. I got to find another show that has the same feeling when I watch it. And then it turned into a buddy of mine was starting a group back when I was starting high school. And he asked if I'd be a part of it. He was in another group prior to that, but he asked if I'd be a part of it. And I said, yeah, I'd love to, because I wanted to help them out at events. That there's a museum by me. He used to do events there. And I used to help them out. So I got in that way.
Awesome. I always been into the paranormal growing up. My dad was into it. He went on ghost events and stuff like that. So I kind of grew up into the whole paranormal thing. My house was haunted growing up, so I was like raised into it.
Yeah, my house is haunted, but everyone just thought I was nuts growing up.
Yeah, no one believes you when you're little kids and you're like, oh, you're just imagining things.
Yep.
So do you go on pretty popular locations? Do you go anywhere like that? Or do you just do local stuff?
So we, the old group that I was in, we've always used Strauss Mansion, which it's notoriously haunted here in New Jersey, in Atlantic Islands. That was our main location, and I recommended that we really try and expand and do different locations, whether they've been known or unknown, preferably places that no one's gone to yet, just to kind of split it up a bit. And we started doing a little bit of that. But then the guy that I was doing with, he wanted to be more of the history side, and I wanted to be more the paranormal side. So we parted ways, and I started my own channel. But the channel's still doing great now that it's all history with him. But as far as these locations, nothing specific that was like, oh, this is a really haunted place. We have to go. We haven't had any of those opportunities, and I haven't had any of those yet. But my channel, I just started. I only have 2 videos out right now. A third one comes out next month. Honestly, the hardest part of doing it alone is figuring out exactly where to go.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, like, I know of places to go, but it's a matter of a location might want like $450 for the night, or it's like, oh, I could do this location. I don't have to pay for it, but a million other people have already done it.
Yeah.
It's the battle in between. So I haven't done anything like super haunted, specifically haunted, like, oh, come here because of this. I kind of try and find little things that no one's seen before. Like the first one, my first video I mentioned about a investigation a while back at Fort Hancock in New Jersey. And so that was my first location. And my second and third location were both family members' houses. So for the fourth one, now I got to actually think about where I want to go.
Yeah, we're planning a trip to Moundsville Penitentiary
Really?
in the near future, and we're looking for people to go. So we'll hit you up and see if you're able to go to Moundsville.
Where is that?
Huh?
Where is that?
West Virginia, Moundsville Penitentiary.
Virginia. Yeah, it all just depends on time. It's
a pretty big place. You've probably seen it on some local haunting shows like Ghost Hunters and Ghost Adventures and stuff like that.
Probably. There's so many of them. It's at this point, I think of one and I'm like, oh, it's there. It's like, oh, it's not actually there.
What would you say your favorite location is?
My favorite location? It's funny you say that because we were so sick and tired of investigating Strauss Mansion. And we went almost a year or more not investigating there before we ended up doing our own things. And even now, I'm like, I want to go back there. Like, I don't know. It's like a second home because we were doing everything there for, 7, 8 years straight. We were there. In the beginning, we were there almost 2 or 3 Fridays out of the month or Saturdays, and then different events going on during October. You were there practically the entire month of October. And I don't know, it's just kind of feels like something is drawing me in, but I know that when I get there, because the spirits are going to recognize me, they're not going to do crap.
I think my theory is once they recognize you more, I think they have more open ability to like talk to you and communicate with you.
Oh, 100%. We've made personal connections with spirits at the mansion, but it got to a point where it just seemed like they were bored with us. They're like, oh, we do the same stuff for them over and over and over again. Like, let's bring some new groups in. Let's expand this, because it used to just be us, and every once in a while a new team would come in to do it. But more recently, it's been a lot of new teams, and apparently there's been a lot more activity that didn't even happen when we were there. Part of that begs to like it's you want to believe it, but it's hard to. Like, these groups come in, they're like, oh, this happened, this happened, this happened. It's like, we've been here for 8 years. Nothing even close to that has ever happened.
Yeah.
Not saying it can't, but who knows what energy they bring. I mean, in the very, very beginning, they were insanely active for us. And it was like they were so excited.
Yeah.
And now it's like, oh, they know, they're like, all right, I can talk to these guys whenever. Bring in some new faces.
Yeah. We went to a local cemetery up by where we are in PA. And it's like a 1.5 mile hike back into the woods. And we didn't even get to investigate it. We were mad. We got there. And as soon as we got there, we pulled out our equipment. We were getting ready to investigate. And I'm not sure if you believe in any like cryptids or Bigfoot, anything like that. And I saw these two glowing eyes standing about 8 or 9 feet tall. Then soon after that, we had like a wood knock, and we're like, we need to get out of here. It's not safe back here. We didn't even get to investigate it.
That's how I feel. Part of me wants to investigate the Pinelands down South Jersey just because of all the stories and everyone says you should do it. But at the same time, I know what lives in those woods.
Mm. Yeah.
Regardless of the Jersey Devil or whatever else lives there, as far as real animals that we know live there, I'm like, especially not by myself. So I'd have to, they recommend you have a guide because it's so easy to get lost.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, I'm by myself. I'm not just going to bring out a guide and it just be me and him.
Yeah.
It'd be weird. And I'm definitely I'm not walking through the middle of the woods alone at night when there are cats in there the size of me that are hungry.
Yeah. I don't blame you on that one. Not at all. I don't even have any notes or anything about you. How long have you been doing this all together?
So I joined the first time I joined the investigation team was probably about end of 2015, maybe beginning of 2016. So about 8 years.
Oh, wow.
Going into starting the 9th year, I guess, technically.
Now, what's your favorite part about doing the investigations? Is it the evidence? Is it getting to like find something new that people don't know about, uncovering mysteries and stuff like that?
I think part of it is the fact that I'm communicating with past people, for one thing. And it's something not everybody can do because not everybody has the equipment.
Yeah.
And on the back half of that, I very much enjoy editing the video together. And even though sometimes it drives me crazy to listen to the same 1-minute clip for an hour straight, when you get that one solid, clear response, you're like, it just makes the entire time you're out there worth it.
Yeah, I have a pretty good EVP on my phone. Dustin, the one who you talked to originally, who invited you on the show, wasn't able to make it today. On Friday the 13th, we went back to that cemetery, and I got a call from my fiance, and it didn't get through, and so I called her back a half hour later. I was like, "What do you want?" She's like, "What do you mean I was sleeping?" I was like, "I just got a call from your phone." She's like, "That wasn't me. I was sleeping." So I got a voicemail on my phone, and it says, "She's mine," and the show creepy like voice. I can play it for you. And he's like, "Are you sure she's not like messing with you?" I was like, "I'm 100% sure she's not messing with me." And it's clear as day. One of the best EVPs I've got. Not even trying. I'll play it for you. Oh, I need to put it on the speaker. Here's that she's mine. And he's like, "Are you sure she's not messing with you?" I'm like, "I'm 100% sure she's not messing with me." Creepy.
That is great. And it was a phone, so it was a voicemail. It wasn't like you were trying to capture something. It was a voicemail.
No, it was a voicemail that came through my phone when she was sleeping.
We've had that happen to us sometimes in an investigation. It wasn't a voicemail or anything, but we'd get a phone call and it'd be like, the person in the room with you is calling you. And it's like, "Why are you calling me?" And they're like, and they show you your phone. They're like, "I'm not calling you at all." But it'd ring for like one ring and then it wouldn't be like our one piece of evidence that we got wasn't a phone or anything. I think it opened up one of our seasons. It was our season opener. It was the the first season that I was fully allowed to like actually start editing and putting stuff together. So it's only like I don't know, maybe a 6 minute long video. I kind of have a frame of how I like doing it, but I'm still like tossing things around. I don't really like it 100% yet. It's hard to figure that one out. But with our own ears, we heard a music box playing, like the first couple notes of Lullaby, clear as day. And I wasn't filming at the time because I didn't plan to. We were just gonna, it was kind of just like a hangout investigation because just get the year started. Let's just get our first investigation of the year under our belt and then we'll start from there. But then that happened and we were like, all right. So I started filming the entire rest of the night, which they liked that I filmed everything, even the candid moments and the bloopers and all of that. But thankfully, Patty, who was who we have deemed as who was the EVP expert, she had her recorder going, and on her recorder, you were able to hear it clear as day. But we all heard it with our own ears, and it wasn't electronic; it was mechanical. But it was from within the room with us, and it was just amazing to hear that. It just come across so clear, and not even like at first we didn't even think about it, but then we were like, wait, that shouldn't even be playing right now.
Now, what would you say your best evidence is?
Or best evidence? That's tough. So I know the best evidence in the mansion was before I joined. They actually caught a shadow moving in the window, and it's on camera. It's filmed. You can see it. And you watch it move across the curtain and block all the light. You can't even see the wall behind anymore. Completely blocks it. And then it moves away and then it comes back. And they just had a weird night with that. But I think some of the best evidence that I've ever seen or caught was we did Laurel Pit Hall in Middletown, New Jersey. And we got a shadow moving in the video. And we sat there probably 6 hours watching this 1 second clip, trying to analyze it. And I was doing the math in my head, like, how fast is this going? I mean, I didn't put like the speed at which it was going, but I dropped it down, the video speed, to like 1/100th of a second. So it was just insanely slow. And it was still on screen. The video clip was still like 0.3 seconds long. But you're seeing the shadow and you see it move across the bed and come up. And at the same time, there's an orb on camera moving almost simultaneously with it, which makes it look like it's a person, but like sitting on the bed or getting up off the bed. But having both of them at the same time, it was almost undeniable what it was.
I seen a shadow figure one time. I wish I was actually recording on my phone whenever I saw it. And, I was at Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum. We spent the night there. And I was taking pictures on my phone. And I seen it cross through my phone, like on the screen. I saw it cross. When I wasn't taking a picture, I saw it cross on the screen. I was like, damn, only if I was recording, I got it on camera, but I wasn't recording.
Yeah, I know that moment.
And I have in the apartment right now, I had a ball fly off a deep freezer and stuff like that. It was pretty crazy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad and I see and hear stuff in this house a lot. For a while there was stuff that just fly off the shelves. It's really my fault. I bring them home because it was like kind of haunted, not really, like nothing really ever happened. And then once I really started doing investigations, then it just seemed like all hell broke loose in this house. And things were going on all the time. Like I would be trying to go to bed because it used to terrify me. Like I was always so excited to do this. But then while we were there doing it, I'd be terrified the entire night because I'm like, oh my God, like, one, this is unreal that this is happening. But two, I guess my 15, 16-year-old brain couldn't wrap my head around what was going on. And stuff would follow me home, and I'm trying to go to bed, and the whole time you're just hearing footsteps, doorknobs jiggling, like up and down the hallway, down the staircase. And one of the nights, I slept with the lights on, and I said, "Please leave me alone. I just want to sleep. That's it. You can torment me in the morning if you want, but let me sleep." And as soon as I said that, you could hear footsteps leave my bed, go back to my doorknob jiggled, and then it all stopped. And I was like, God, like I for a while I would sleep with the lights on. I was terrified to sleep in the dark because now it's one thing watching it, but now experiencing it, I'm like, oh my God, like it's happening all the time. It's happening all the time. Like now I'm just more aware of it.
Yeah, the scariest thing I've witnessed is I was younger and my dad left for the night and my mom, we lived in an old house, a very old house, a very 100-year-old house. And my mom went downstairs to shut off the lights because we were all getting ready for bed, me, my brother, my sister. And my sister's room was getting remodeled at the time, so she was staying with me and my brother in our room. And the one night we heard this girl scream, like a murder type scream. And I'm the oldest, so we're like, go check on my mom. Maybe she got scared or something. And I was like, I ain't going down there. This was like a terrifying scream. I was like, I ain't going down there. So she comes up like 2 seconds later. She's like, why'd you guys scream? Like, it wasn't us. We thought it was her. She thought it was us. I called my dad in tears. I was like, you gotta come home right now. And after that night, I slept with the TV on every night.
That happened in my old school. It closed down, and summer camp would still be held in the gym.
Mm-hmm.
So we did a hockey camp, and one of the days after that, we decided to investigate. We didn't film it, but we're standing there, I guess it was second floor, and all of a sudden, like, same scream, like this blood-curdling cry for help. And we literally sprinted down the hallway from where it came from, thinking something happened outside. They got in and they desperately need help. We get down there, all the doors are locked. There's no one in the building. It's just us. We're like, holy crap. Like it was just, I don't even know how to explain it. It was so perfect that we didn't even think spirit whatsoever. Like, that was a human.
Mm-hmm. That's what this sounded like. It didn't sound like a spirit. It sounded like a human. Now, schools are creepy at night whenever, I mean, me and Dustin's full-time custodian. Besides this, we're custodian at the local high school. And it's creepy in there. We work 3 o'clock to 11 o'clock at night. And it's creepy in those schools at night.
It's honestly, it's because like all the lights are off. You just have the red glow of the exit signs. It's just super eerie. And if anyone watching this is a fan or listening to this is a fan of anything scary in any way, you know, if that's what it looks like, you're going to die within the matter of 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Like every scene, it's dark and scary like that. You're either getting sliced up completely and somehow survive, or you're dead. It's one or the other. It's one of the two.
Hillview Manor up here in PA, it's like that. Like, there's the only lights in this building are like the red and glowing signs, and it's just so eerie. It's like, I feel like I'm in a horror movie.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to do more nighttime investigations, but I don't really have anything for it. I just have the flash on my phone because that's what I use to film. And
yeah, that's all we use.
Like, I kind of also want to try and go into the full spectrum and all of that, just because, one, you can't see regardless with that because it's so dark, it doesn't really emit any light. But two, at least say I need to get away, I can. I can't see a damn thing. And once I turn the phone around, It's just dark and white spots. That's all I see after the flashes now, which I'm recording something, say, on the wall or in distance.
Yeah.
I'd rather not be able to see because of it being a light, and I can just use a flashlight real quick, rather than being completely blinded by my flash and really not being able to see, and it just be dark afterwards.
We use these headlamps we got on Amazon. We have it on our head, and it's actually motion activated. So if you just go like this in front of it, it will turn on. So if you're in the middle of doing something and you need to see, you just wave your hand in front of it and it'll turn on. And it's very helpful because you're not sitting there holding a flashlight or.
Yeah. Yeah, I try to keep a backpack on me at all times. This way, my equipment's in there or anything extras in there, batteries, all that. I gotta get a different one, though. The one I have right now is a tie-dye backpack. Doesn't really scream paranormal investigator.
Mine's camo, so.
See, it kind of fits, though.
A little bit, yeah.
More than tie-dye. It's like orange and yellow and red, and there's some blue and purple, too, but...
At least if you lose it, it stands out.
Oh, you can't miss it.
Now, what would you say is... Oh, I must have bumped something. Hold on.
I can still see you, so it's still on.
Okay. I bumped something on my end. Trying to think of something else to ask you. I ask you your favorite location. I ask you your craziest experience. Your favorite part of your evidence. What would you be your favorite evidence? Is it like pictures, EVPs?
Favorite evidence.
Your favorite way to get evidence, like EVPs or...
Well, the main thing I use is the spirit box just because I am alone. So there's nothing to bounce off of, really. Like, if I was to do an EVP session, I could do that. But if I was to try and include that, it's hard because there's nothing else going on other than just being me. Like, in TV shows, you always see, like, oh, there's 2 people on camera. There might be a third person also on camera you're watching. There's 3 different angles. But when it's just yourself, it's just the one angle, that's it. There's not really any space to move in and out. But one thing I'm hoping, I just want to get evidence with the trap cameras, honestly, or the trail cams. I want to just get those activated by something.
That'd be interesting.
Yes. I got nothing the first time. The second time, I didn't get anything, but I still used the footage because I was in the room with the spirit box. And actually, it helped me analyze because the words coming across were a lot clearer from that than through my phone just because of how loud it was. So that actually clarified one of my responses, which worked out perfectly. But yeah, I want like what everybody wants. They want that mist. They want a shadow, a sound, something. I mean, even when we were at Strauss Mansion, we'd use these cameras, leave them overnight. You come back, there's just like a mist floating out of nowhere at 3 a.m, or there's yelling going on in the house, but no one's there. Same thing with the security cameras. It's caught stuff before. It's caught shadows going across the wall. It's caught music playing randomly by itself. And it's like, I want that for myself. Like, I was on a team when all that was happening, and it's like, wow, that's great. But now by myself with my own equipment, I'm like, I want my equipment to catch that.
We've been to, me and Dustin's been to one place. We had something, but it's hard to say what it was because it's an old house, and it sounded like furniture dragging across the room. But it was an old place. It's like, is it just a wood settling or is...
Yeah, could it be the house? Is there a slight breeze outside that if it hits, say, the west wall of the house shakes a little bit more than it does if it hits the east side? That was one of the nice things with the mansion, is that we kind of knew everything, So if something happened and while we were filming, we like, either we would say like, hey, that was the floor, that was the windows rattling, blah, 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 or we just wouldn't include it because we hear that and we know what it is instead of being like, oh, could it be?
Yeah. Is there a lot of famous locations in New Jersey?
Yes and no. I mean, there's no like one specific case. There's no, oh, we went to the asylum, we went to Penhurst, we went anywhere. Like the main ones here, one of them's the Spy House, and they're all stories of like people that have passed, pirates, buried treasure, all of that. And from my perspective, they're just stories. Like people have come out with articles and news stories saying that this is such a haunted location, except they don't allow you to investigate. You're not allowed to at all investigate on the grounds outside, but you can't inside the house. They don't allow it.
Yeah, it's like, is it really true or is it?
You're so haunted and you're so historic. Like it is historic. It is a historic building, but you're so full of paranormal activity, you don't even let anybody try and capture it. But I do understand both sides, because once you open your business up to that, some people might see that and say you are ruining history by doing that. Some people don't see them as being able to go hand in hand, but they kind of do go hand in hand. They intertwine a lot, considering you're speaking with somebody from the past. So there's history, regardless if it's a brand new house, because of the land. But two, when you open yourself up to that, you do get a lot of the wackos that come in, and they have staffs and swords and a bag of what they deem as potions and stuff like that, telling you there's been a murder in every room.
Yeah.
And that also goes into the hand of kind of ruining the history of the place. Like, is this history true? It could be, but if some was in there and they get slightly on that story of, oh, there were pirates and buried treasure here, but X, Y, and Z were murdered along the way, they're buried in the basement, the treasure's not actually here, it's someplace else, they just rewrote the history of the location.
Yeah.
And it's hard to stop people from rewriting it to their own narrative.
Yeah. That is very true. So we're about almost up our time. I can reach back out to you and see if you'd be available when Dustin's available to come back on. Maybe he has some other questions for you. That
works.
Thanks for coming on. I enjoyed talking to you.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me. I've never done this before.
Well, make sure we put your links in the description below so people can find you easier. We'll shout out your Facebook page and your YouTube.
Oh, thank you.
Just send us a link for your Facebook and YouTube, and we'll put them in the description, and we'll shout you out.
Sounds good.
Be great.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good one.
You too.
Thanks for listening to another episode of Exploring the Unknown. This was a really good episode. I'm not sure. I wasn't there. I feel like... Well, that's the thing, though. That's what I like whenever you do these episodes by yourself, because then I have an opportunity to enjoy it, enjoy the fruits of our labor from the viewer's perspective, you know?
But you still get to listen to it a little bit when you do the editing.
Yeah, kind of, sort of. I don't know, maybe you ought to. This was all you, dude. Maybe you should do the editing for this one.
I don't know how.
You got this. You got this. You learn. You could go watch a YouTube video. You could do it. I trust you. I'll send you all the files.
Okay. You gotta put a button on flash drive.
Yeah.
Yeah, talking to Paranormal Pat, he was fun to talk to, and I would like to have him back on again in the future so you can be involved in more in the conversation.
Yeah, I follow him on TikTok. Yeah, I would love to have him back on. I'd love to have a conversation with him. He seems like a really cool guy. Just from listening to him on his TikToks, he seems pretty passionate about what he does.
I would say, yeah, he is pretty passionate about what he does. You ready for the podcast mentions?
Yeah, who's gonna do them? Me or you?
It doesn't matter. If you want to do them, you can do them. If not, I'll do them.
I'll do them.
Go for it.
Because we don't really have any events or anything. But I would like to remind everybody that if you haven't already, make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube channel. We just hit 522 subscribers, so let's go.
Yes, that's exciting.
Yeah, that's awesome. But if you haven't yet, make sure that you hit that subscribe button, that little bell icon for notifications, let you know whenever we drop a new episode. We try to drop an episode every Sunday. I'm rewording the way I say that now because we missed an episode last week, and I think we missed one other one in the past.
Yeah, it was after we came back from the PA Bigfoot camping adventure.
Yeah, but I mean, I appreciate everybody's patience with us because, like, we are also working a full-time job and we have families and whatnot. So we're busy people, and sometimes it's hard to get things out the way that we want them to go.
Yes, I agree.
But something that you guys can do to help us in supporting the podcast is that we have a donation page on our website at exploringtheunknownpod.com where you can donate a small amount to either a PayPal or a Cash App. And if you want, you can put in the description for that donation a would you rather question or a thought-provoking question, or even if you just want to say hi, that'd be cool too. And we also have some affiliate links down in the description where you can purchase ghost hunting equipment if you're into the paranormal and want to up your game with some new equipment. Ghost Stop has some really great stuff. And if any purchases that you guys make through those links will help support the podcast. So, yeah, there's that as well.
Yeah, another exciting news. We hit 1,800 followers on Facebook.
Yeah. I'd like to hear more from our Facebook people. You know, if you're on Facebook, like because I know we share this on Facebook. If you're on Facebook, please go subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. But yeah, I think that's all for the podcast mentions.
I say so.
What do we want to do here? Do we want to do a would you rather, or do we want to do a thought-provoking question?
Let's try to do a would you rather.
Okay.
Or something with a ghost hunting.
Okay. I'm going to mix the two, actually. All right. Are you ready for this thought-provoking would you rather?
I am.
Okay. Would you rather be able to communicate with spirits but never capture any physical evidence, or consistently capture undeniable proof of the paranormal but never have a personal interaction with the entities?
Works hard.
Oh, wow. Actually, yeah, because I think about it from like two different perspectives. Are you trying to educate yourself about the other side through personal encounter, or are you just trying to document the proof of the paranormal?
Can you say it one more time?
Would you rather be able to communicate with spirits but never capture any physical evidence, or consistently capture undeniable proof of the paranormal, but never have a personal interaction with the entities?
I probably would have to go with the second one, because if you're there to document all this stuff and you're having a personal connection with these spirits, you're not going to have any evidence to prove that. You're not going to be able to document it. So I would like to be able to document it and not have any personal encounters. I mean, you'll still have encounters and stuff like that, but it's not going to be personal.
That's interesting. That's interesting, because I would probably go the other way. I would probably choose to communicate with spirit but never capture any physical evidence.
I would rather have like a nice picture of an undeniable picture of something and have like the best audio recording of something. Be like, well, that's not like, you can't debunk that.
Yeah, I mean, but here's the thing, though. If you're consistently capturing undeniable proof of the paranormal, don't you think people are going to look at you and be like, how? It's almost too good to be true. So now you're struggling with the how do I convince people? Or if that's, I mean, that might not be your goal, though.
I mean, I don't need to convince anybody but myself and maybe a couple of people, like friends, but other than that.
Well, that's why.
Really.
That's why I would go the other way, because with undeniable proof, that means that for me, that means that I'm trying to prove something. And if I'm already able to communicate with spirit, then then I don't need to prove anything to anybody. It's because it's already proof to me.
Yeah, but what if they say, oh, well, what if they say the same amount that you say about mine? Oh, well, maybe he's just crazy.
But that's okay, because I'm not trying to prove anything to anybody.
All right, so I think that's all for this episode. Do you have anything else you'd like to add?
No, I don't think so.
Till next time, keep exploring the unknown.
Exploring the unknown.